Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Legends of Jess. I'm Jess. I'm so glad that you're here today. I had a really fun idea for a video to do, and it's based off of a book I just read. So I thought it would be really fun to incorporate two of my hobbies. I love cooking and baking, and I love reading. So how cool would it be to combine those two? So today we are going to be making a dish that is inspired by the book Butcher and the Blackbird. So I just finished reading that book, and I thought it would be really fun if I tried out one of the recipes. So the book doesn't specifically have like a word for word recipe. So I went on the web and I was able to find a recipe that seemed very similar to the one in the book. So we're gonna try that out today and see how it turns out. It's actually a dish I've never made before, and so if you've read the book, you may remember the phrase little orzos. So today we are going to be making a dish with orzo pasta. I have never made orzo pasta, but I'm excited to try it. It looks kind of like rice, but thicker. I don't know. I'm not sure what the texture exactly is going to be like, but I like trying new things, and yeah, we're gonna make this together and hopefully it tastes good. Okay, so before you continue, there is going to be like potentially mild spoilers. I don't want to spoil, like I'm not going to spoil the whole book, but you know, for purposes of this video, since I am making a video based on this dish, I am about to like spoil a certain section of this book, but it's nothing major. It's just the part where they, where the author talks about the recipe a little bit. So be prepared. You may have some like mild spoilers, but I'm not going to ruin any like major plot points. So you've been warned. If you want to continue, amazing. If you want to pause for now until you finish, that's great too. Okay, so as I've said, we are making a dish from Butcher and the Blackbird. So to tell you guys what we are making today, we are making orzo. Okay, so in this we have our ingredients. So in the bag we have Parmesan, garlic, mushrooms. I didn't get asparagus because I just kind of wanted to make the main dish, and so yeah, we're not gonna do the asparagus, but we're gonna make this orzo pasta. Okay, but anyways, I thought this was really cute. So basically Rowan is a chef, and he delivered orzo pasta to her house, and you know, he's telling her about the ingredients, and then they call on the phone and they talk, and she's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, what is this? And honestly, I love their communication with each other. I think it's like funny, and there's definitely like a comedy aspect to this book. But this is really cute. So basically he sends her these ingredients, but he acts like he didn't send her the ingredients. And so they're going to make this together over the phone, and I think that's the cutest freaking thing ever. Like, that sounds so romantic. But anyways, we are going to do this, and we are going to get all of our ingredients together and everything. I have all of them here and everything that I think I'm going to use for this, and we're gonna get it going. Okay, so our recipe is going to call for some garlic. I use unsalted butter just because I like to kind of limit the amount of sodium that I include in the recipes. And then we have some orzo, Parmesan cheese. This Parmesan cheese, you're also gonna make sure, or wanna make sure that you have a grater, because we're going to grate this cheese and add it into the sauce. And then we have heavy whipping cream, which is gonna help with our sauce. We have thyme, basil, some sea salt, red pepper, and pepper. And we have these mushrooms. So I think the recipe said that you could use like a few different types of mushrooms if you wanted. You could use like bella mushrooms or whatever kind you like. Personally, I'm not a big fan of mushrooms. I don't really like them. I don't like the texture. It's just like a sensory thing. I really don't like the squishy, weird rubbery feeling of them. But instead of doing like slices, I will eat mushrooms if they're chopped up into little itty bitty bits. So we're gonna do that with the mushrooms, and I think it'll still taste really good. And then we have some spinach. We're gonna fill up this pan of water, and we're going to salt it, and we're going to go ahead and try to heat this up so that we can cook our orzo. So let's go ahead. So I filled up the water. I'm gonna stick it on the stove top and get it salted generously so that we can get this going. The next step is to brown the mushrooms. So I actually have to chop up the mushrooms still. So I'm going to chop up the mushrooms, and then we're going to saute those in some butter. So give me just a second. I'm going to chop up the mushrooms. All right, so I've chopped the mushrooms. I think this should be a good amount. This is a lot of mushrooms, guys. For me, this is a lot. But I think that once we brown this with the butter, it's going to taste really good. I think the flavor will be really good from these mushrooms. All right, so I went ahead and started the pan over here. I got it warmed up. That way we can just add our butter and start browning these mushrooms. I'm gonna go ahead and put in the butter. And after I put in the butter, I'm going to go ahead and also mince up some garlic. So the recipe calls for 5 cloves, so I'm just going to use this whole thing. So we need about 2 handfuls of spinach. So that should be good. Okay, so I've gotten some of the other things ready for this recipe. So now I'm going to go ahead and shred the cheese. So Rowan in the book tells us to shave a baby's head worth of cheese. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, so I am back from shredding the cheese. I didn't end up shredding the whole thing. I'm gonna start with this, and then I'm saving some of the other Parmesan so that we can top the dish once it's finished. But now that I've got everything prepared, so I have all the mushrooms diced, I have the spinach and the garlic and the cheese now, so I think we're ready to get cooking. Alright, we got our little orzos. So we're ready to start sauteing, so we're gonna melt this butter. These are actually already starting to smell really good. Basically, browning these is going to help enhance the flavor and hopefully bring out that shiitake mushroom flavor. So yeah, we're gonna let these brown for a minute on this side, and then I'm gonna stir them up. All right, so since these are browning, I'm going to go ahead and get this orzo going into the boiling water. And then we are going to go ahead and put in the garlic. I'm gonna let that saute while the orzo is cooking. Oh, that smells so good. Okay. And then I'm going to add another tablespoon of butter. gonna add the heavy cream. Alright, so I've been stirring this, and now I think the orzo is ready. So we're gonna go ahead and add in our Parmesan. Okay. We're gonna add in most of that, and we'll save that. We're gonna mix this in. Super cheesy. Okay, well, we'll just put the rest of that. Let's go put that in there. Okay. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Alright, so that's mixed in there. So now we're gonna go ahead and add in our spinach. I ended up adding a few extra leaves to this because I do like spinach, so I added a little bit extra. But we're gonna let this brown a little bit, or not brown, but we're gonna steam it a little bit before we get it all mixed in there.
Whenever I go to Olive Garden, I also ask for a lot of cheese. We're gonna start with this and see how it goes.
Alright guys, so we have the orzo, the completed dish. It smells absolutely amazing. Like the garlic and the thyme. Oh my gosh, and the Parmesan. It smells so freaking good. Okay, so I'm ready to taste it. That's really good. That is really good. And like the hot chili peppers give like that nice kick to it. So I think it was a really good idea to add that. I actually added a little bit extra because I do like things on the spicier side. So yeah, definitely make sure you add hot chili pepper flakes to that because it was really good. Oh my gosh, I have to take another bite. Oh my god. Rowan is the real OG for teaching Sloan how to make this dish. Like, this is the perfect meal if you want to have something easy and quick to make. And that was absolutely delicious. This is my first time trying orzo, and that was really good. I think it's kind of like, it kind of reminds me of rice a little bit. Like, it kind of has a similar consistency to rice, but like thicker. But I like it. I'm definitely gonna have to look up more dishes that involve orzo, but Rowan is here for the win for this dish, and I really hope you guys end up trying this because again, it's really good. That really surprised me, but that's quite delicious. Okay, so I would like to talk a little bit about the book. This is Butcher and Blackbird, and I don't know, like I've seen this one going around, and I know it's like a big hit and super famous, and I've been putting it off for a long time, and I actually got through Book of the Month when I had it. I used my subscription. I apparently was paying for Book of the Month for like 4 months without realizing it because I thought I canceled it. So I had like 4 credits. So this was one of the books that I got with my credits because I was like, well, might as well get it. And so it was sitting on my shelves for like 3 or 4 months. And yeah, I finally got around to reading it. And I really enjoyed it. It was a ride, let me tell you. I actually went in with like I wouldn't say like low expectations or anything. I kind of went in with no expectations because I wasn't really sure what to expect. I've, for the most part, been able to stay away from spoilers and everything on anything. So I didn't really have too many details except other than like cookies and cream ice cream, and that's about it. So I knew that, and then I knew that it was like about a serial killer kind of thing. So yeah, I was interested in it, but for a while I just wasn't interested enough to actually start it. And I've seen a lot of people on my Bookstagram page start posting it, and some friends of mine who really love it. So I decided, I was like, I'm just gonna check it out and see what it's like. So this is the first book in the Ruinous Love trilogy, and it's described as the viral Friends to Lovers dark romantic comedy full of murder, chaos, and sizzling chemistry. So that sounds exactly right. That's exactly how I would probably summarize this. I actually really love the friendship that these characters build throughout this, and I don't know. Like, part of it seems kind of like insta-lovey at the beginning, but like a one-sided insta-love kind of thing. So one of them is like obsessed and the other one is like, well, whatever. So they become friends. Basically, this blurb is, every serial killer needs a friend. Every game must have a winner. When a chance encounter sparks an unlikely bond between rival murderers, Sloane and Rowan. So Sloane is a infamous serial killer in this book, and then Rowan, the other serial killer, is also a famous serial killer in this book. So they find something elusive, the friendship of 2 like-minded, pitch-black souls who just happen to enjoy killing other serial killers. So like, this to me is enjoyable because serial killers who kill like the bigger enemy, like that's an exception that we can make, right? And it's fiction, come on. They just seem like vigilantes who are trying to better the world by doing some questionable, very morally black things. So yeah. But anyways, this is definitely a dark comedy, and I think that at first, I didn't really read the blurb beforehand, so I didn't really realize that it was supposed to be a comedy. So at first when I was reading, I was like, oh my god, this is kind of cringe and cheesy. Like the dialogue felt a little cheesy at times as I was beginning, but then after like the first few chapters, when I was like, oh, well, this seems like it's supposed to be like a parody, I finally got more into it, and I was literally like kicking my feet at certain points because I just think their relationship is so cute, and I know that they're doing bad things, but they're doing them to bad people who deserve it. So no, this was freaking entertaining as hell, and like I enjoyed myself. And while I do think that the dialogue and everything was a little bit cheesy at times, I still do think that the characters have like a decent amount of depth to them. So they have like stuff that they've been through. You know, Sloane has like a family that she's not really connected to, but she has a best friend who's always been her like day one, ride or die supporter. And then Rowan has brothers, 2 brothers, and hence the trilogy. So I actually picked up the sequel, Leather and Lark, and I plan to start that one. I just got Leather and Lark like 2 days ago when I went book shopping with my husband and my brother-in-law. So I'm looking forward to starting that one. I've heard really good thing about Lachlan's story, so I can't wait to read that one. But yeah, so Rowan is a brother. I believe he's the middle child. So Lachlan is his older brother, and then I'm spacing on the younger brother's name. But anyways, he's the middle child, and yeah, I love him. He is a chef, and so one of my friends also on Bookstagram told me to start watching The Bear. So I started watching The Bear, and like, I don't know, it really also inspired me to do this whole segment because, I don't know, just something about the chef's life and the chaos. I thought it would be fun. But yeah, I think this was entertaining, and once you if you realize and go into this knowing like this is a parody, this is like a dark comedy and a dark rom-com, I think you'll definitely enjoy this more if you don't take it too seriously. You know, this is a work of fiction, and it's fun and games, literally. Like, they're literally playing games in this book. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything major in this book, but it's really good, and I really enjoyed it. I think it's a solid, 4 stars for me, because like I said, there were some parts where I was just like, meh, I can't really put words to it, but other times I was giggling and kicking my feet. You know, I do have some parts that I've highlighted in this. Well, not highlighted, I underlined them with a sparkly pen. But I did really enjoy this. I think the writing was pretty easy to read. This writing style seems very good for just, casual reading, and I feel like anybody could pick this up and probably enjoy this. I actually have read one of Brynn Weaver's other books. It's called Black Sheep, and Black Sheep is also about a serial killer. And if you've read the Mind series by St. Abbey, then you would probably end up liking Black Sheep. And then also, I feel like if you want something that's more light and just on the lighter side with some comedy, I definitely check this out. So the Mindfuck series by St. Abbey is one of my favorite series ever. It's just amazing, and I totally recommend that. So if you have read this and you're looking for something else, I recommend the Mindfuck series, but definitely check the trigger warnings, because it's it is pretty dark, and also it has such hardcore female rage, and I love it. But just go into it knowing that one's darker, and that one's not comedy at all. This one is comedy. Mindfuck series is not comedy. It's very serious, but it's definitely a thriller, and it's really good though. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this, and I hope that you guys will try this dish out. This is that was my first time making orzo, and the recipe turned out really good. I have to give full props to Rowan, because that was delicious, and also to the person that I got this recipe from. I'm gonna link the recipe as well so that you guys can try it out. And yeah. Okay, so I kind of went off on a tangent. I'm sorry. But Butcher and the Blackbird is one book that I feel like a lot of people are going to end up enjoying, and I feel like if you pick it up, you'll probably like it. This book, so they have really, I feel like it's the most hilarious meet cute ever. Right off the bat is, it's really cute. So the description in this book says, when a chance encounter sparks an unlikely bond between rival murderers, Sloane and Rowan, they find something elusive, the friendship of two like-minded pitch black souls who just happen to enjoy killing other serial killers. So I read that part already, I know. But from small town West Virginia to upscale California, and from downtown Boston to rural Texas, the two hunters collide in an annual game of blood and suffering, one that pits them against the most dangerous monsters in the country. But as their friendship develops into something more, the restless ghosts left in their wake are only a few steps behind, ready to claim more than just their newfound love. So I think what's great about this is also like, so again, they have an annual game. So this couple, I don't want to spoil anything. It's so hard not to spoil. I'm such a spoiler. Oh my gosh. Okay, but anyways, this takes place over the span of a few years. Okay, so along the way, each year, they meet up with each other each year, and they go on a competition to see who can basically off the target first, and whoever does wins. And, you know, eventually, you know, we get to the romance and everything, and as for the romance, like, it gets spicier than I expected. Like, the spice rating, I don't know, like, if it were on a scale of like 1 to 5, it, like, the spice that happens is definitely like explicit, on scene, and like maybe 3 chili peppers. So yeah, I was not expecting that. Rowan is a freak, and yeah, so if you're into that, you're gonna like that. And where was I going next with that? I'm a little flustered now. Yeah, but they have a really cute meet cute, and I really think it's funny how they meet. And then obviously one of the characters is super obsessed, and like, you know, there's like, oh, what do I feel for this person? I don't want to get hurt. I'm closed off to love. And then we all know what's gonna happen. Like, we just know. But yeah, this is really good, and I really enjoyed their story. The plot twist in it actually got me, and usually in books, like, I can usually pick up on what's going to happen, or I have like an inkling of what direction the author's going. And the twist that happened toward the end of this book, was not expecting it at all, and I was freaking out. It was so good. And yeah, I just have to say that this book was extremely entertaining, and I just recommend it. I think you'll love it. I had a lot of fun reading it, and I think I might actually read it again. But first, I'd like to read Leather and Lark, and I've heard great things about it, so hopefully it's just as good, or if not better, than Butcher and Blackbird. But I really enjoyed Sloane and Rowan's story, and then the way that it finished out in the epilogue was really cute, and I think it fit the characters, and I don't think it felt too rushed towards the ending, but yeah, I think that it was really good, and everything worked out the way I feel was best for the characters. So yeah, I hope you guys give it a shot, and if you do, let me know what your thoughts were. I'm interested to see whether you liked it or you hated it. Like, either way, I don't mind. Like, I really love seeing people's opinions of books. I didn't know if I was going to like this, so I kind of went in with no expectations going into this. So I hope you guys will give it a chance, and then let me know what you guys think of it. Alright, and this segment wouldn't be complete if we didn't have a dessert to go along with our main course. So our dessert is also brought to you by Butcher and the Blackbird, but not exactly the same. We have some cookies and cream ice cream. So if you've read, you know. If you haven't, you will know. But yeah, cookies and cream. You gotta have it for dessert. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this. I'm sorry if it was a little chaotic to follow along. I have not done a cooking video before, But I hope you enjoyed this style of content, and if you did like this cooking and booking segment, then let me know in the comments whether you like it, and if there's any other books with like food in it, give me the recommendations, because I'd love to try out more videos like this where I make a food based on a book that I've read. I think that would be really fun. So let me know in the comments what you think and if you liked this or not, and let me know if you have any book recs. So thank you guys so much, and like and subscribe if you'd like more videos. Bye!